Well, I know our Jamaicans type. I know us very well. I know us very well where we don't celebrate people in the public that's doing well. Or we look for something evil to say and to do when people are doing well. We don't like to compliment people when they're doing well. We remind people of their past when they're doing well. When folks have a desire to get up from where they are, leave it to us Caribbean folks, particularly our Jamaican folks, to cause there to be some level of just disgust. And it's true. Call me what you want to call me, it's fine. It doesn't change my opinion, and it is what it is. I find that when I find out that when we speak truth, especially in the Jamaican Caribbean community, it's always hung on a conspiracy theory. It's always conspiracy. It's always something that comes up with your own ideologies and perception. It's fine. I realize that when you speak truth and you're stepping on people's domain, and people feel as though you have no voice, they want to bully you. But I am not one that is easily bullied. You can say all that you want to say. Call me a wolf, call me a thief, call me a liar, a scammer, call me Antidana's pastor, call me whatever else you want. They've said it all, and I'm still here. So that's not going to change anything. Not going to change anything. What is very clear is that out here in social media, amongst us as Jamaicans, it don't look good. And my message is still clear. If you all don't stop this aggressive tear down and destroying people's life and character, it's going to cost blood. And I see it. What's going on here is not vlogging, it's not blogging, it's up front evil. Make your money, do what you have to do, create your groups, your communities, and build up each other. That's all I'm saying to you. Build up each other. I am not going to be a pastor that just stand behind my robes and put on just a Sunday face. I have to merge with the people, our community. Jesus went out into the highways and byways and compelled men to come, and he came into their situation to compel them out of sin. I have no problem with any social media giant out here who wants to wrestle me. You're going to wrestle by yourself, because that's not what I come to do. But I see that there is a real disparity. Bless you, Mom. Bless you, Mom. I'm not going to stop talking on it until there's a change, because we're horrible. We're horrible. You mean every vlogging or every station that a Caribbean person have out here has to be with cussing and contention? Cussing and contention for what? I don't know the woman. I've never met the woman, and you guys can say what you want to say, but what I see is terrible. I would like to see many of you use your life and your mission, your finances, your education, your platform to build our community. Build it. Build it positively. Build it. Leave an inheritance behind. Why is it that every time someone is going to speak truth or do something positive, and even here in America, the first thing that they're going to do is let us disqualify the person by their character. Let's tear down all that they have done by their character, be it past, present, or even futuristically. We're foretelling what people are going to be based upon our own ingenious ill preference. It's crazy. I'm saying it, and I don't care. I really don't care. Yesterday, the day before, I've been on fasting, so I've not been on here to tackle these demons, and I'm not going to, because I realize that the assignment is to pull it out of character so they can continue to talk. But that's fine. They're going to talk whether or not you say good, whether or not if you're bad, call you a scammer, liar, thief, all that. It's not going to change. But my voice still not going to change. It's still not going to change. I do not care what it is that a person has done in their past and what their past has been, especially when they're making impact in our community. They've changed their life, they've changed their courses, and they're making ethical, social impact in our community. That's positive. That's positive. And I say it again, and I say it again. Another person said to me that I'm wrong, what I'm saying is not true. Okay, that's fine. Call it greed, call whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. I am just saying it's just not nice. And nobody don't need to pay me to talk truth. It's just not nice. It's just not nice. It's just not nice. And you know what's so funny? If I was out here throwing dirty shades and all that, you guys would be fine with it. But because I'm standing up against something that's dirty, you're going to find everything about me or what I've said and corrupt it. But it's fine. Camilla says she knows Trump. I know our Jamaicans. And that's it. Not arguing with you, not fussing with you. I just know us as a people. Why can't we put our efforts behind each other and push us out of the rut that we're in? Push it out. Push it out. Lift up each other. Come out of this slum. And you know, if somebody is wrong or somebody is doing something wrong, you can tell them in love. You can tell them in love. You can tell them the truth. I'm not against truth. I'm not against telling somebody the truth in love. Not because I tell you the truth mean I hate you, or not because I disagree with you mean that we have to be enemies. We can disagree, that's fine. But we don't have to be enemies. We don't have to be out there killing each other. No, man, come on. We can do better. We can do better as a people. We can do better as a people that is progressive. Jamaica is not, people say we're a third world. I refuse to believe that we're a third world. We're one of the most innovative, genius, credible, financial, smart, Christian, ethical people that you can find. And so the narrative that social media wants to spin off, I'm not going to accept it. I refuse to accept it. This is not who we are as a culture and a people. There is a culture and a people who is like this, but that's not who we are as Jamaicans worldwide. No. We have a lot more. We have a lot more in our arsenal than what we're seeing out here. And I stand flat-footed, and I'm not changing what I've said. Say whatever you want to say. Listen, they have called me the worst of the worst, and I'm still here. I'm still here. So, I just came out after my little prayer moment just to talk to you and just to let you know that I hear you. I hear your concerns. Many of you have called. Many of you have texted. Many of you have sent messages. The Lord bless you and thank you. I am good. I am not changing my position. I'm not changing my stand. I said what I said and I mean what I said. If you all don't stop this nonsense out on social media, it's going to cause bloodshed. That's all. It's going to cause bloodshed. And what we're seeing on social media does not reflect all of Jamaica. And what we're doing is wrong. And it's just that clear. I'm not changing it. You all can't bully me. You can make a whole heap of videos, slice up my videos, say what I didn't say, add to it, take away from it. It's just not going to change nothing that I have said. And it's going to stay there. And all you have to do is just keep replaying it or keep putting your punchline to it. If we don't stop what we're doing in social media, it is going to cause unrest. Unrest, and that's the plan of the enemy. when you should all be coming together as one. Now imagine a pastor is coming out to address the social media madness, and him is a false prophet, him is a liar, him is a scammer, he's entered on as pastor, this and that. Yes, I know Jamaicans very well. I know Jamaicans very well. Let me ask you a question. When a Jamaican person is getting ready to offend you, what do they first go after? You see how him look? You see our face there? The body shading, all kind of stuff. They go for your character, nothing new. I'm not surprised by anything that's being said and done. But one thing I am going to say to you, watch my words come to pass in social media. You need to stop. Everybody needs to stop. Vlog, blog, do your podcast, whatever you're doing. You might be in the club, you might be in church, wherever you are. But Lord of His mercy, as a nation and a people, as a culture, as Jamaicans everywhere, we need unity. And I'm not going to stop saying it. We need to be unified. As a country, as a people, as a community, as persons, we need to be unified. If the woman is wrong, if the brother is wrong, if you feel it's not being done, there's a better way to do it. Getting your hands dirty, putting your hands, it don't make no sense. We need to be unified, people. The church needs to be unified, our country needs to be unified, our political arms need to be unified, the women need to be unified, the men need to be unified, our entertainment needs to be unified, our Olympics need to be unified. Our judicial system needs to be unified. We just need to be a unified people. And what I am seeing on social media, it is what the enemy wants to do to Jamaica on a wider scale. We are a powerful people. And the more we work together, is the less the devil can beat us down. You want to know why we're impoverished? You want to know why we're struggling and we're not called to struggle? We're not called to beg bread? Huh? We're not. We just refuse to unite together. This crab in a barrel mentality. If one goes up, then we all pull it down. Because nobody must be at the corporate ladder. Nobody must be in mega. Nobody must be on the world stage. They're demonstrating our culture in all of its glory. I have the time and I have the days when we come out and we galang bad. No man, we all have the time. But every now and then, man, pull in the God Almighty thing, man. Every day, you're going to come on social media and cuss? Every day? The one person? Talk about the same thing? Are you serious? Every day? One person said every time I come out there, they're going to embarrass me. Poor thing. Listen, I love my country and I love you all. And I believe we can do better. And all I'm saying to you is I'm not changing my stance. I'm not shifting who we are. I'm leaving it. And yes, I'm a man of God. And yes, I'm a true end-time prophet. And yes, I am so glad that whatever I have said has affected you so much that you can't stop me about me affecting you. Isn't that wonderful? Beautiful. So, when somebody has value and when somebody's words carry weight, it keeps you up at night. That's all. You're not shaking me and you're not pulling me out like shoes lace. Me not coming out. I'm staying saved and sanctified. But what I have said, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to walk into it. But continue. Every word that was and is and shall be spoken will come to pass in social media. You all need to stop. This is not only just greed, and this is not just working against each other. Now, what you're saying might be valid, Hear me very well. What you're saying might be valid. You may have other reasons for coming against me, and it's valid. Hear my valid situation and my conversation, my thesis and my argument. We can disagree, but not be disagreeable. That's all. That's all. So, maybe I shouldn't have used the woman in Jamaica's name as an example. That's the only thing that the Lord showed me. Why is it that we can celebrate somebody's downfall, but we can't celebrate their upbringing? Why? Why are we so celebrative of people's failures and can't celebrate their success? It didn't say that they were perfect. It didn't say that they were perfect. But why can't we rally behind somebody's vision that has provision, it has a future, it has generations, it has destiny, it has purpose? Why can't we push that person? Be it your mother, your father, your sister, your uncle, your brother, your pastor, your community activist, your political activist, your teacher. Why? Why can't us as a nation go beyond just the point of just building a local house for ourselves? We can build communities, we can build hospitals, we can build colleges, we can build infirmaries, we can build places of substantial contribution to our community that years to come. And in history, we're making it that we can make a difference and impact the world. We're not just called to be runners on the Olympic, on the Olympic and in the track and field dominion. We are people for all people. You know, we have some of the greatest preachers in Jamaica, some of the greatest voices, greatest actors, greatest entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires that live in Jamaica. We are a blessed people. And what we are producing on the world stage is not who we are. And I will forever say it, and I will stand my ground. So, whether you're for Paul or for Apollos, whether you're for the right or the left, the green or the orange, I don't care. All I'm saying to us is, let's be one people. Let's be unified. Let's be unified. Let's celebrate each other. If your sister succeed, we succeed. If your brother fail, we fail. That's all I'm saying. So all the conspiracy theories can come out now, and everything that wants to be said can be said. It's not going to change my stance, and it's not going to change what the Lord has shown me. If you all don't stop this mess in social media, it is going to cause bloodshed, and it's not that serious. Take your vlogging to a place that it can educate, it can stimulate, it can be informative, and let people form their own opinion, right or wrong. But there's no way I can see what I'm seeing on the forefront and don't speak to it. No. So if me talking to social media or connecting with social media influencers here and there to be an impact and to make an impact, that's fine. And I will not stop giving, and I will not supporting wherever my support and giving can be. No, I'm going to stop. This is not going to stop me. So say whatever you have to say and to do. It's quite fine. It just let me know that I truly have a space out here. And whether or not you like it, it's just so. You cannot use evil to build good. And you cannot use the spirit of a Judas or to tear down somebody to build up you. It's never going to work. I've watched churches split churches to start another church. I've seen it so many times. So many times. One of my leadership principles, and Pastor Fitz talks about it all the time, and the Bible talks about it. When you refresh others, others will refresh you. As a pastor in the forefront of ministry and leading the charge, I have leaders in front of me that if I push them, once I push them forward, it provokes me to make a step behind them. And as they continue to move forward into their success and their victory, I look back and I realize, but wait, I'm also moving. I'm also increasing. I'm also gaining. You don't always have to be in the driver's seat, nor in the passenger seat. You can simply be in the back seat, but you're in the same vehicle of success. And that's all I'm saying. You have to understand it. And I talk about some direct things that I've heard. And if you guys listen to the video that I said, I got up and I heard the video playing. This was just one video that I heard, and I said, this is nonsense. And I addressed it. So all of the other stuff that you all may know or don't know that I don't know, fine. But one thing we all can agree on, what the man of God is saying concerning us as a Jamaican people is true. Forget about Auntie Donna, forget about the social media influencers, forget about everybody else that you all think that I'm impartial to or about or biased. Forget that. As a people, where are we? As a people, where are we? How do we treat each other? How do we support each other? How do we celebrate each other? Forget everything else that I've said. As a people, if you only talk about war, and if all you bring is war, the only result is going to be war. I have no problems to say I'm wrong. I have no problems to apologize if I need to. I have no problem to tell you yes, it's true. I have no problem. This is one preacher you don't have to run, hide and skip about. I am. What you need to know, you can know. Because I'm just like that. But at the end of the day, nothing that is said on social media is going to change my stance and my prayer and what I've delivered. If we continue to hating like this on social media, you're going to have a serious Caribbean social media brawl, and it is not going to stay behind computers and pens and voices and cameras. It's going to get into the street. I've seen it too many times. The narrative is spinned and people take their side and they stay on their side and they push their objective, and all it's going to do is to create the mixing and the convulsion of hate and malice and greed and spirits and all kind of stuff. Saints, we don't want to go there. We have enough on the forefront already. Jamaica is dealing with too much right now. We need prayer on all 14 parishes. We need prayer in Jamaica House, and we need prayer for the parish councillors and all of them that are coming out. This political term, we need prayer. This school year, we need prayer. This year, crossing over into 25, we need prayer. World power is being established everywhere. And what the enemy's agenda is to do is to create social media unrest, just as how it's causing political unrest in America. It must cause political unrest in the Caribbean, in Canada, in England, all over. It's the plot. It's the plot and the snare and the schemes of the enemy. And I'm telling us, at this point, we must take heed. Let us come together as one and pray for our children, our country, our place of birth, our little island. We need to get along. We need to get along. And if one person succeeds, celebrate that person. Because you know what? I find out that later on in life, the good that you've done will come back and it will find you. Just as the evil that you have done, it will also come back and find you. And sad enough, sometimes it don't find you in your time, but your generation suffer. And I'm speaking this truth and I'm leaving here. If we're going to be a people of power, we've got to be a people of one voice and unified together. You know what the greatest tool that Jamaica can use right now? Two tools: forgiveness and honor. Forgiveness and honor. You know, honor is even greater than loving somebody. Because when you love somebody, they can make you unlove them. You understand? Or when you're in love with somebody, you can lose love for them. But you see, when you have honor for somebody, in spite of what they've been through, what they've done, and their grace speaks for them, you can look through all of the darkness and honor, and still give credit and credence where credit is due. You don't have to be the best of friends, but honor. When you honor somebody for their work, their labor, their contribution, irrespective of their political rights or spiritual beliefs, you honor them because they've done an honorable thing, and it goes beyond just your emotion. Honor does not require your emotion. Honor requires truth, authenticity, clarity, peace. Honor speaks to the simplicitude of a thing, a person, place, or thing. It's just, that's what it is. When you honor church, you're not going to eat and cuss in there because you honor the building, although a whole heap of sinners come in the building. the honor that we place on each other talks about the value as a people that we are and we have and we will be. And forgiveness, Lord Jesus, it doesn't matter how bad it is. It doesn't matter how dark the times seem. It doesn't matter what side you are on. You see, forgiveness, the Bible says, even when your ways please him, even your enemies will be at peace with you. Forgiveness is not a fruit of the Spirit. It's not a spiritual gift. You don't pray for forgiveness. Forgiveness is a choice. So a lot of people say, oh Lord, help me to forgive. It's not going to happen. Forgiveness is on the, you know what, something you got to look at some people saying, you know what, I am going to forgive you so I can be forgiven. Because it's just crazy that I even take you on in my spirit and have you up and can go to hell. So you not forgive me for even entertaining this foolishness of anger and frustration and vexation, because it makes no sense. But forgiveness, and I preach it all the time in our church. When you're forgiving somebody says forgive and forget. You can't forget. Because the real reason why you forgive, you have to remember. You have to remember what it is that the person has done to you or you've gone through. So that when you say, I forgive you or I release you, it carries weight and it makes sense. How can you forgive something you don't know? Or forgive something you don't remember? Or something you have forgotten? Forgiveness has a lot to do with our retention and our memory. I remember all of a coat you have been, and evil, and in spite of all of that, I still make it up in my mind to release you and to let it go. That's what forgiveness is going to do. So no, you don't forget, and you don't throw it into the sea of forgetfulness. You need to remember, there's some people that you forgive that you don't need to be friends with again. There's some people that you release out of your spirit, but you still keep your back close to you, because they may not be free, but you are free. So don't misunderstand it. Forgiveness sometimes has to release you from people, places, and things and situations, and you back away from it and you move on in your destiny. Because a lot of people are held back by that spirit of unforgiveness. And the minute you start to forgive and the minute you start to let go, things will get better. Trust me, it will get better. Don't get better. Don't tangle with people. When you speak truth and you know it's so, just hold your peace and watch the Lord fight the battle for you. That's it. That's it. If you ever want to be healed on the innermost part, and if you ever want to go to a new place in God, your first place, other than submitting your life to the Lord and surrendering of your sins, is the spirit of forgiveness that you have to culturize and cultivate in your field, in your mind, in your day-to-day, in your studying, in your driving, in your living, in your marriage, in your relationship, in your study, in your church, in your religion. Forgiveness is a powerful tool that all people, if you want peace, must need to know. It's a forgiveness. Forgiveness. 27 years Nelson Mandela was locked up into prison and came out smiling. On the cross, Jesus